here we go, back into the Skyrim run that I have going. Is this Uthgar, our battle mage? I've added a few mods into it. I forgot to add it earlier, so more stuff will be happening in Skyrim. We are currently level 6. I moved my streaming thing so now I can see how much money and weight I'm carrying. Okay, that's pretty good. I have 356 gold and 356 carry weight. Alright, that's top notch right there. I'm okay with that. I added left-handed rings in as well, so now we'll be seeing left-handed rings as well as right-handed. See, it specifically says left, so it can only go on your left hand. The nice thing about it is you can equip 2 rings now. You can really equip all the rings, but it just gives you more options. So that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes. As you see, we have several hunter packs, lots of fur armor. We took care of a necromancer up there last stream, and kind of just were roaming around testing some things. I am basically just kind of roaming around right now, trying to get some places marked on the map, trying to do some exploration and leveling up while we go. So I've added some seashell mods, so we have some things to collect along the shore if we choose to. Just add some more random things to add on to. Nothing game breaking or game changing, just something that's a little fun to gather. So that should be fun. We'll have butterflies and seashells. Just another form of income, I figure. Along with the gems that are so very pretty after all. Let's see if we can't find anyone to barter with. Does not appear that there is, so...
Skyrim. Tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them. Sure the food in your arse can take your mind off your trouble.
Let's see, I do have... I thought I had steel ingots. Yeah, I do. I must need a perk to use it, so... That'll be the next perk point. Put it in smithing just so we have it. I don't have that issue again. That was weird. Let me upgrade my steel battle axe. There is iron around here somewhere. I don't really know where that is, but it's somewhere. So, it's there somewhere. I'm not gonna spend all day looking for it. Iron is fairly common, so we will see plenty of it, and we have our ancient Nord battle, or ancient Nord pickaxe, so we'll be able to mine anything. Which is good. We like that idea. We're stealthing along just because there's not a lot of difference between stealth and non-stealth, so we might as well get the points in stealth for now. We need to get to 60 stealth anyway, so we don't set off traps. That will be a very useful feature coming up when we go into dungeons. Yes. The music's very pretty. I like the modded in music. It adds ambiance to the game. This has Oblivion, Morrowind, and Skyrim music, so it'll alternate between the three, and that's just fine with me. The battle theme will always be Skyrim, but that's okay. It's weird because I'm talking to nobody, but I'm kind of enjoying it. should have started this sooner, but here we are. Moving out. We don't want to fight a giant at level 6. It would be the end of poor Uthgar the Bold. Or is it Uthgar the Brave? I can never remember with this one. Let's see. Does it tell me? No. Oh, maybe it will underload. Character selection. Yeah, it's Uthgar the Brave in this one, so. As you see, I have one with me as the character, and it's a lot further along. Level 67 or something like that, so. That takes some time to get to, and we're not there yet. Well, something can see me. Realistic wildlife makes it a little more difficult for me to attack wildlife, but it also makes it so they don't just turn into monsters, because wildlife aren't monsters, they're animals. So I thought it was dumb that wolves would attack you immediately on sight. As you can see, I'm still stealthed. Like, I'm pretty darn good at stealth right now. I don't have any perk points in it, but might as well take a hit. I'll have so many arrows by the end of the game, it's ridiculous. My buddy Jake always makes fun of me because I collect arrows like a hoarder. I have usually tens of thousands of arrows by the end of Skyrim runs, or in the middle of Skyrim runs. It really just depends. I always buy iron arrows, I figure they're cheap and a resource that I use a lot of. Especially once I get like a Nordic bow, because I hunt deer and wolves and foxes and get their hides and really start opening up the smithing tree because of the tanning experience. Which is one of the most important mods, essential mods. I feel you need tanning and smelting experience to get blacksmithing up. I hated the vanilla game, how that wasn't a thing. I would never play a Skyrim run without that ever. Tried playing vanilla Skyrim again, and it just, without mods, it just isn't the same. I really enjoy the modding community in this game, and I think they do a really solid job. Now, with that being said, I'm not a huge fan of graphic overhauls. I'd rather just play with vanilla graphics. I think these graphics are fine. Like, look at that. That's gorgeous. It's beautiful, especially for a 10-year-old game. I tend to forget this is a 10-year-old game.
Hold it.
This person's gonna ask me something.
Here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand over, say, 200 gold.
I live next to a toll road, so I already have bad vibes about toll roads, and this is what I think of a toll road.
Now that I think of it,
oh,
that sounds
I
fair.
passed an intimidation check.
Just
You know
shove
what?
off before the
That's what I think of your intimidation check. You're dead. She has an iron maul. I've added new weapon types into the game as well. So we'll be seeing spears and halberds and mauls. They swing still like battle axes and swords and such, but just a little more variety in the weapon type I think is a good thing. Why is my lockpicking at 5, 6? Also got a couple minor healing potions, that's good. Coming for you.
Die, damn you!
I whiffed because I had headbutting someone. That's useful. Bandit Chief is potentially a problem. Potential. But not really. That steel armor. It's fur armor. Oh, I'm on the wrong person, okay. I was concerned there for a second. I was like, I want that steel armor. Orange club. That. Dangerous. Iron arrows. Let's go. Archers while getting shot with arrows. Well, getting shot with arrows is fun. Good idea. Drink your ale. Take your arrows. I like taking arrows. Arrows belong to me. Skyrim belongs to the Nords. I'd be interested in playing Storm. I've never played this one, so that might be a thing. Let's see. Doesn't know anything about Stormcloaks and Imperials. He's a sailor. Got beat up and stranded on an island in Solstheim, and it's been going well for him since then, so... This guy's a terrible archer. He keeps shooting and missing. How are you missing, dude? I'm not even moving. You're bad at this game. You're bad and you should feel bad. Ow. Take it back. Oops.
Can't wait to
Oof.
find out.
Well, that's the end of that. He lost his head over it. There it is. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Boom. Down it goes. So we cleared a dungeon already, technically. I mean, that was... It's also in combat still. Let's see where I'd be in combat. Who was fighting me? I am Uthgar the Powerful. Nobody wants to fight me. That's crazy talk. Let's see any books of value here. Let's read them all just to say we read them. It's a stat in the game, might as well read everything. And by read I mean just open. Opening a book. Oh, we roll stepped in this, what is it, the 7th? The 8th is from Arena to Oblivion. Each backpack, we'll take that to sell. Hopefully we get this. First try, that's what we wanted. Lockpicking to 7. Here's another crappy modded in gem, but you see it's worth 70 gold for 1/10 of a pound. That's good value. Potion of stamina, we definitely want that with this character. I think I might be putting more into stamina than I usually do. And 42 septims, we'll take that. Okay, septims is what I rename the gold. I'm gonna do a... Guess we're not gonna do the alchemy. What is still alive? Very frustrating. I've killed everything. My mistake. Potion of minor healing. That's not good. I need those. We'll take the septims. Seriously, what is still thriving to kill me? I don't know. I don't know. So, we finished a dungeon, we're saving and moving on. Hello, person. You've joined Uthgar the Brave in his adventures in Skyrim. We're a level 6 battle mage. We use two-handed weapons when we can, and restoration and destruction magic. As backups, long-range attacks, we try and use a bow, but it's not really our strength, so just cleared out one of the dungeons. We're just kind of exploring right now. Moseying along. There's a blue mountain flower. That's good for fortify health and restore health potions. We like those, especially mid to late game. We'll need lots and lots of those. We tend to walk around as sneaky because we need to get to sneak to 60 so we can get rid of traps and having to worry about those all the time. You see that? It is a spider. Syntheticus. I've been sawing it. And it's been chopped in half. It's dead now. Down below 7. Go ahead. Heal myself. Goat. Not really interested in goat right now, so he may live. I'm more interested in this iron ore. And while I do that, I'll get a drink. We must drink the coke to stay afloat. Ruby and a Peridot. The Peridot is a modded-in gem. This is a fairly heavily modded playthrough of Skyrim on the Xbox. At least for an Xbox playthrough. We kick save all the time, just in case it freezes. No major, huge modifications. There's a couple. There's a few quest mods, like Project AHO's in here, and Moon and Star I enjoy, so I put it in. So there are some earth-shattering mods that'll alter how things are done. And those will be fun to play, but we're not quite to the level that we need to be playing those. If I continue this way, though, and head towards that direction where that windmill is, that will actually start Project AHO, and we don't want to do that right now. It used to have a level cap, or a level starter of 15, they got rid of it, so you can start it at any time. And it's a very, very solid mod, very good story mod, very interesting, a lot of fun to play, new enemy types, new books, new everything, and it all takes place underground, so they're able to add a lot to it. Some of it appears above ground too, which is interesting. Like, it's a fun mod. I really like the ancient dwarven stuff that they get into. Like I said, I'm just kind of exploring right now. I don't want to start the main quest yet. I usually start the main quest around level 20 and we're level 7, so I do want to start it sooner rather than later because you can get a little hairy in Bleak Falls Barrow if you don't do Bleak Falls Barrow soon, so because it's meant to be done early game, and Bethesda is known to punish you if you do beginning game dungeons later because they add enemies that are a little less fun to deal with than if you would have done it sooner. That's the one thing they carried over from Oblivion, but it's not nearly as bad. Oblivion would just romple stomp you for leveling too high and make sure you regret it the day you created your character, his birthday. So interesting how that works, but there's a fort, so also known as a bandit hive. We're not going to go in there yet. That's Civil War stuff. Maybe one day. We'll get there. We'll get there. fought a couple vampire fledglings, which was interesting this early in the game. I remember more when level 7 was like a really big deal. You hit level 7 and bad things started happening, such as, you know, Dark Brotherhood attacking you for the first time, and that was just like, hey, you're ready for Dark Brotherhood attacks. No, you're not. You didn't have the armor, the weapons, or anything to really take care of yourself. You were pretty much dead at that point. I remember trying to level up my character at the Fighters Guild, and every time I'd try, the Dark Brotherhood would start attacking me. That would be the end of leveling, because every time you rested, they'd attack you. The world would pretty much end at that point. She's a good person, good people. Asking him for a shrine. Lucky Lorenz, that's so lucky. Eating all the stuff up, ready? Treasure map ready. Look, do you see where the treasure is? It's next to the waterfall on the way to Riften. There's a bridge and a Riften sign, and yeah, you see? You see how that works? Yeah. Treasure. Venison. It's dumb. It's actually a Lusty Argonian book. The Skyrim, or the Elder Scrolls version of the book. It's actually a pretty interesting story. I've read most of the lore books. I've bought it in a few years, so I don't know. Modded lore books of Skyrim. All the lore books of Skyrim I've read. Most of them were Oblivion. Did anyone really play Oblivion all the way through? I don't know. I know people that did. I'm teasing. Here's the abandoned prison where you start your alternate start. It's an actual place. You can go in there. Fight ghosts. It's really kind of tragic. They left all the ghosts in there to drown. Prisoners, along with some of the guards. That, sir, is dedication to your craft. They can't escape, but neither can I, because if I do, they do. That is a terrible way to die. There are no graphics enhancers in this game right now for modding. I do not like to use mod sources, especially on Xbox, for graphic overhauls. I don't think the Xbox was meant to handle those types of mods very well. I could be wrong, but every time I tried using a graphic enhancing mod, it tended just to break the game and make it kind of slow and janky, and it made it look uglier, really. Like, Skyrim's a hot mess, and if you start messing too much with the graphics, it gets worse. So, go ahead and shoot this move. Well, we got him. Archery to 12, very good. I have Stay Arrow Stay, another essential mod for Skyrim. It lets you take arrows out of creatures after you shoot them. Why that wasn't a feature before in a vanilla game, I do not know. It's just an oversight, I think, on Bethesda's part. But archery's improved every game that they've made, so I can't really complain too much. Please don't kill me, Mr. Jack. I don't want you to fight me. Dude, look, I'm leaving. See, everything's down. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Just there. I'm out. See? I remember you, you jerk. I'll be back. I see that chest. Like I said, down there is, in that mill right there would start a Project AHO. We don't want to do that at obviously level 7. Life life would be very sad for us. We would probably die very early. It's meant for a level 15 to 25 character. From what I've seen, if you're level 40, it's probably best to do it then. Level 40 seems to be where all the items and things are fully kicking butt, so you can hold off till level 40 to do Project AHO. You're probably in better shape than 15. But it is a very good story mod. It's a lot of fun to play. I highly recommend it to anyone who's thinking of playing such a thing right at the moment. Jazz baked grapes, by the way. We need 20 of those for a quest. My character does not know that, but I've been collecting all the ingredients because alchemy is going to be a thing for this character and every character that I've ever made since Morrowind. That was the one thing I liked about Oblivion. Food had meaning. You could use it as alchemy ingredients, and that was kind of neat, because cooking and alchemy are kind of the same thing. You're combining ingredients and seeing, seeing what you can concoct out of it. Especially since in Skyrim, the way you discover ingredients is eat everything. See that plant called a death bell? Stick it in your mouth. See that spider egg? Chew on it for a little bit. See that human heart? Give it a little nibble. Turns out it does this, this, and this. Okay. I couldn't just read a book to figure that one out, huh? I had to actually eat the human flesh there. I don't know. That's odd. Can't wait to go to Markarth, because I think this character is going to be a relic type person. Anytime there's a relic potential, he's going to go for it, which means Vermina and Dawnstar, that dude's dead. He's getting axed for the staff. I've never done that before, so that'll be interesting. But all the Daedric relics will be mine. Ha ha ha. I wouldn't have minded to see a few more Daedric relics. I think that would have been interesting. I think we focus too much sometimes on the Daedra in these games. But I also don't, make that decision. I'm sure there are mods that add stuff in, but a lot of the mods that I see for Daedric artifacts tend to be goofy looking. Like they're anime swords that are 3 times the size of your character, which is a little absurd, a little ridiculous. I don't know why I'm jumping, it's just kind of a leftover thing from Morrowind, where you jump around to improve your acrobatics. Acrobatics was a very useless skill, but it was fun to level up. I thought it was weird that it was tied to strength in Morrowind. I liked modding that to make it more speed. Plus I like the idea of having it as speed because it gave a skill towards speed that I actually used. Athletics was always very complicated. I think short blades might have been speed, but when I modded it, it would be agility, which makes a little more sense. Agility was like the most important skill in the game, because if you didn't have high enough agility, you couldn't hit anything. And you would certainly die. There's almost certainly a cave bear or a saber-toothed tiger in this building, so I'm not even going to bother with the snake. We're just going to go up and slap whack it. Upside to being a two-handed weapon wielder. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can outdamage me. I am all-encompassingly strong. See, here's a modded-in book. The Epic of the Grey Falcon. See how pretty it is? So pretty. Then you have the normal Skyrim books, which I don't care about. You have a skill book, which I take with me. It's a light armor book, but, you know. Another frog to man. Isn't that adorable? And then Smuggler's Island. Interesting. I like modded in books. It just adds some fun into the game, a little flavor. Anything that adds flavor into the game, I'm a big fan of. Okay, I'm getting frustrated with this lockpicks. I might actually go lock. You know what? I am. I'm gonna do something I never do when I set up a wall here. But it's absolutely just, it's driving me up the wall. It's got to be taken care of. Weaker locks are easier to pick now. I get these two and then I leave lockpicking alone, so. I mean, my goodness, this is an apprentice level lock and it's just kicking my butt. It's kicking my butt. I made it easy on myself. Oh, another treasure map with some septums. See where that treasure is? I don't even see the X. Up there it is. On the right side. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Okay, well, there it is. Pirate King of the Beacon is a good mod. That kind of scared me. I thought for a second that was an animal, but I just whooped him, so he's dead. Wardrobe's empty. Let's use the tanning rack and make us Alright, so there's that taken care of. Okay. I always use the pail, so start from the top and work our way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Our carry weight just made our lives so much easier. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in once we sleep. Now we'll add it on. See, our carry weight's at 550. We're already at 462 pounds, so we want to add on. Let's go ahead and add on. And you see it jumped immediately to 850 pounds. Now we're pretty much not worrying about any type of that nonsense. Apprentice hood is on. Okay. Oh, that's because I'm not wearing a helmet. I wondered why things were the way they were. See, I got the steel armor on, and then no helmet. That's gonna be a minor pain in the butt, potentially, we'll find out. But for now, we're looking pretty good, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and rest for 9 hours. Resting. We are accomplishing some things. We're not accomplishing anything major and important, but we are doing some things, which is nice. We're going to go ahead and discover Kynes Grove here. That has future implications. It will make life easier on us later. Things that make life easier later is nice. I'm not playing this game like I don't know what's going on. I think that's foolish. You can, and it makes it more entertaining sometimes, but I'm not gonna. But you have to maintain the integrity. Nah. Skyrim doesn't have integrity. Play the earlier games and see how much Skyrim ruined their lore. Ruined their religions, their factions. Just kind of ruined Tamriel as a whole. And now people want to go to Akavir because, I don't know, I'm going to ruin that too for some reason. I don't see the Elder Scrolls ever going to Akavir though. I think that's just a
I've been looking for you.
place. Oh,
Got something I'm supposed to deliver.
most
Your
powerful
hands
character in
only.
the game. Not really, but
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
he's got to go. There's Kyne's Grove. It's done. Okay. Important future events. Should probably kill that goat, but he's gonna take off. So I'm not gonna. He had the right idea. He ran away. So a random sawmill here. That's weird. Kinda cool.
All right, hand over your valuables, or I will gut you like a fish. Yes.
Do I look like I
am
have
not
money?
going to ask again.
I don't have time for this nonsense. He's he was an unwise thief. He gave me his flawless amethyst. He's got more on him than his life. Jeez. Give me your valuables. Turn that around on that thief. He's like, give me your stuff. Give me your stuff. I'm sad now. He comes at me, he's a dead man, so him going upstairs is okay. Oh no, they're coming. They made terrible decisions. Novices. This level. They ain't nothing.
You cannot even conceive
Some more?
of the power I
You can't even get a spell off, you don't even know. Terrible people that made terrible life decisions. Learned Sparks, which is good. It's one of my favorite spells. Let's just become a Sith Lord if we want to later. Oh, a Heartstone. Why do you have a Heartstone, dude? You should have. It's weird. I have flames already. Someone else wants a piece of me. Go ahead and save just in case, because you know. This one's smarter. Yeah, this one's a lot smarter. What I didn't count on though was me leveling up. Could not handle the level up. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and clip that steel thing there and take the Sparky Staff. The Staff of Sparky Sparks. mess with novice stuff and get some steel and forge it twice as well as I did because I couldn't do it before. And we really want to get the battle axe leveled up. And most of my gear is steel now. I have steel pauldron, chest piece, boots, and hands. I think are all chest piece, or all steel. So that should be sufficient for some time. That might get me all the way to level 20 something. Especially with this two-handed war axe. This is my baby. I get one of these, it's playtime. I'm gonna get up there. I say where? Because there's a troll up here. Oh, I see you. Don't worry. I can see you. I'm coming. Don't you worry, buddy. This guy's scary. He can see, he's gonna slap whack me right there, probably. Finish me off really soon. Beat him by literally that much. I really shouldn't even be able to take on a frost troll at this level, so the fact I was able to really shows how strong my character is. So I don't ever remember being up here, so this kind of hide helmet, leather. We don't need no stinking stormcloak stuff right now. That's the one thing, the Legion has much better armor. There are mods that you can get like Ebony Legion armor, which is really beautiful. Excuse me, the Coca-Cola is wise, but it makes you burpy. And not the exercise. Gold and Corundum ore, that was worth coming up here for. And I got to fight a troll, which was fun. And I lived, which is even better, because I thought he might kill me. He's kind of a level 10 guy. Tiger eye added, alright. Modded in gem. Ugly as hell, but whatever. I like it. That's all that matters. Ice wolf, it's dead. Excuse me 1 second.
Last time.
Oh, it's getting about time, okay. There's a dude to kill. Let's quick save it. Go say hello. Oh, they saw me. How did you see me? I was literally hidden. Steel war axe can be useful later, we'll see. Told my buddy I'm streaming for the... I figured out how to stream finally. He's like, can't be any worse than what I did. He didn't do that bad. He really has no confidence in himself. He needs to get on the TikToks and the Twitches and do this stuff. He's really good at it. You know what? A long time. We're going in. Why the heck not? What good is a stream if we don't live a little, right? Let's do it. Alright. If I see any Fulmer, we're moving the hell out of here. we're getting out. I got a big sneaking feeling we're headed towards either vampires or Fulmer, so yeah. This was a terrible life decision.
Thought I heard something.
Just abandoned. She don't need to be living. Look at that quality gem.
Die already! Take your stuff!
You want to take my stuff? I'm going to take your stuff. See, I'd fit right in with the bandits. Murder and take their stuff. Seems reasonable to me. Like I said, I don't really know. What is in here, so why not explore?
Never should have come here. This is a surprise.
I never should have come here. Feel like I should have come here. You see, he has an iron short spear. I like the new weapons. Just add variety. Not everyone needs them, but it's just nice that they're there.
What was that?
What do we have here?
Ah, found you!
Did you? Okay. You're bad at the insult game, and I put you down instead.
Let's see what you've got.
Whack. No, it doesn't. I mean, it does, but you first. Yeah. Steel shin boots. I kind of like those better than the ones I have. They're pretty. Steel short sword. Yeah. Get ourselves some of that. Another dungeon cleared, see? Life is good. We're gonna go ahead. Because I know what this does. Go ahead. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what everything does, so I don't want to use it all. So we'll go ahead and exit out of here. We did get plenty of stuff, so we'll go ahead and quick save, move down. It said empty, I should learn to read. Honeycomb.
Maybe someone there?
Or is there? I don't know. Door's open. Why did you go through the door, you bad person? Well, that's the end of your spine. Don't worry. I'll take your steel greatsword. I really wanted to play as a greatsword wielder, but just I did that in Morrowind, so I don't feel like I need to. Visibility, YouTube comments, also an assault. Books to read. The Kindle Book of Riddles. Interesting. Take it. Tale of something. Kieran. Okay. Wayrest, Jewel of the Bay. Well, not at this point in time, it's not. But it was. Wolf Queen version 2. Volume 2, I should say. Disaster at Ionith. This is actually a very interesting story, and I highly recommend people read it. It's about Real Septim V and how he basically tried to invade Akavir and failed and everyone died. So, a very interesting story, very potentially sad story. Steel armor of the voice, huh? Interesting. Another modded in weapon, Steel Maul. This is the thing. Bethesda, people were able to put in these mods for armors and weapons, and it really wasn't that hard. I think you could have easily incorporated these into the game. And they'll say, well, it was because of animations and bullshit. Just not acceptable. They've been taking things out in terms of weapons of every game. I mean, we used to have Daikatanas and Tantos and Wazakashis and all this other stuff, and everyone's like, those aren't real. It's like, oh, those are in Morrowind and Daggerfall and everything else. Turns out they are. Interesting prison. It was an interesting movie. Quick save because I'm paranoid. It's good to be paranoid. That's the bandit chief. Well, you know. Oh, got it. Well, I lost one lockpick. Okay, that's actually not a bad looking gem. Right. That was actually a good chest, so no complaints here. I'm gonna eat the cabbage. I ate the cabbage. I would not eat cabbage in real life. I do not like it. I don't hate vegetables, I just don't like cabbage. I wonder if that makes me a bad Irishman. Not Irish, though. So whatever. And Polish, we don't have very good food. People say, what about the sausage? Yeah, it's okay. I'd actually rather have Italian sausage. Or brat, just a good brat, you know. How do I get out of here? I got everything I want. I think this would be a really good time to actually start the main story. Where usually I don't. I've been here before. This time I'm gonna go the right way. opposite direction of what I'm doing. Fast travel all the time, but I'm going to. Just to save some time. That would have been 15 minutes of travel time that isn't really necessary. Fast travel isn't immersive. Neither is Skyrim, so. Oh, I know what mod I need to put in. Free movement. That'll let me jump up and hit stuff. Okay. So you can't jump. See, it puts the thing away. That's stupid. Even Oblivion let you jump and swing. Oblivion's combat sucked. We're gonna go ahead and level up. Ain't no reason not to. Once I break the game. Here's my 200. Let's see here. Oof. I kind of want to get this because attacks with battle axes deal 2 additional points of damage per second for 3 seconds to living targets when the bleeding stops. They take damage equal up to 20% of the health they lost while they're bleeding. It's not a lot, but as you build it up, it becomes pretty potent, so it makes it so the battle axes probably my favorite. I mean, the greatsword gives you critical strike, and that's cool, but I'm a fan of battle axes. I like dwarves, though, so that's a thing.
I like your robes. Are you a sorcerer? From the college? I'm collecting ingredients to bring to the gourmet. He'll think my taste so refined when I offer them to him. You have heard of the gourmet? You've
Nope.
not heard of the gourmet? Author of Uncommon Taste? He is a wizard with a spatula. Well, not an actual wizard, but his recipes are legendary. You know, I've heard the gourmet is in Skyrim right now.
Interesting. That is a tidbit of information to remember for future references. The gourmet is in Skyrim. We will pay close attention to that. Heavy attacks now with my melee weapon, so that's useful. We're gonna get more stamina buffs, but we're not there yet. Like I said, I want to make sure my magic is at 200. Because this character technically is a battle mage, but he's also very much a two-handed weapon wielder. So it's kind of a hybrid. It's awkwardness. So I don't know how I feel about him holding his axe like that, but that's how he does it. I should sneak the Battleborn farm. I have the game crash here very, very often, so I'm just trying to get these things situated and then GTFO. Save because, like I said, crash in that area very often. It's very frustrating. They say if you run a stress test on your mod loadout, go to the Solitude docks and run up towards Solitude, and if you can make it into the city without issue, your mod loadout is stable. The other area is right here towards Whiterun, because this area in Whiterun, the developers really messed with it. They wanted to put an arena next to Whiterun, and they ended up taking it out, but the problem is all the scripting was left in. So it's a very glitchy, buggy area that when you mod things, you don't want to mod too much of Whiterun because all that script is still there for their arena. And while there are mods for that arena, it's not stable in the slightest. It actually causes a lot of problems for playthroughs, especially as the playthrough goes on. It's music to my ears. We pick up the Nen route, we gain alchemy experience. For now, it's given me a level each time I pick one up in the last, but man, that makes such a big difference in alchemy to get experience for picking up Nern. I mean, Nern is supposed to be special, so I totally dig the getting alchemy experience for picking it, because in Oblivion, there's an entire quest line dedicated to gathering all the Nern root you can find. Once you got 30, you got basically no reward. It was one of those quests that was just like, what's the point? This is good. We're adding to our known areas. As you see, here's a Whiterun guard. He's got Whiterun gear. I didn't make special guard outfits. I need to adjust that. I probably will after the stream. I'll add unique guard uniforms. There are things I forgot to put in the mod order. It's not a great idea to add mods mid-playthrough, but you know. If the game breaks, it breaks, and we'll play something else. It's fine. It's not like there aren't a million people playing Skyrim all the time. Hey look, here comes the know-it-all
I've been looking for you.
courier.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
I bet you have been looking for me all over
Let's
Skyrim.
see. Ah, a letter from the Jarl. Moving up in
It's
the world,
the
eh?
only
Looks like that's it. Got to go.
thing in the game that says go to Falkreath. Is the letter he just gave me. This is for Riften Underground. That's Riften's arena. I haven't had issues with it yet, so we'll see. That was another playthrough, though. We just work from so. See, letter from Jarl Siggeir of Falkreath. Now we don't have to give him alcohol. We can just do his quest, and he'll make us able to buy property, which means build a home. That's basically how you get that DLC started. A lot of people didn't like it. The home building DLC was, I thought it was pretty fun. Go ahead and read all these notes from the Creation Club that I have. Like, why do you have Creation Club content? Well, I don't know. It was free. I'm gonna sit here and pretend to be above getting things that I want. I have lots of Creation Club content in here. The Lord's Mail is one reason I always play heavy armor classes, because it's the Lord's Mail that they put in. I rather like. I know people that don't, but that's because there is a free Lord's Mail mod. I don't know if it's still a thing on Xbox or not. But what do we have here?
You look
Well, that's taken care of. No thanks to you.
A dead giant.
Certainly
I
not.
could need my help.
But a true warrior would have relished the opportunity to take on a giant. That's why I'm here.
I mean, I don't
with my
argue with
shield
you.
brothers. An
shield
outsider,
brother.
eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
That's
Not for
funny.
me
Can
to
I join
say.
you?
You'll have to talk to Codlac Whitemane up in Urbasco. The old man's got a good sense for people. He can look in your eyes and tell your worth. If you go to him, good luck.
I mean, thank you. That's very nice of you. Go ahead and save that. Take the arrows. Save over that again. Just give me one moment here. Gotta upload my newest TikTok. It's not about my butt getting big though. Sorry.
What costume is it for? It's a surprise!
Remember what I said about the Dark Knight not really being about Batman? Well, okay.
Hey, do you think I could get... Hey, so...
Alright. My last TikTok of the day is uploaded. Unless I want to make one more. Should probably link this to my TikTok account. I'd like to go live on TikTok. I think that'd be fun, but I'm nowhere near able to, which is depressing for me. No one else. I don't think anyone really wants to hear my opinion on things. I give it to them anyway, though. That's not true. Some people actually like my opinion on things. It just... are a little less vocal than the ones that don't. That's usually how it is.
By Eastman, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north by the Lorius farm. Fool had a coffin
Funny
in a car
man.
with a broken wheel. I'd like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Well, sounds like you've had plenty of training.
We're gonna go into Whiterun. We're gonna do it before the main quest, which can cause issues later, but it may not. So I've had no issues in the past with it, but again, playing with a lot of mods can do a lot of crazy things to a game. So it's not a matter of if this game and run will break, it's just when. Probably Dawnguard. Dawnguard's the worst. The scripts are just... it's really not the worst. The story is actually very fun. Completely ruins the character of the Harkins. They're supposed to be ice vampires, but whatever. We're not
Stay
even
out of
being
trouble,
Nordbeards. See, he knows I'm a Nord. I've got updated guard dialogue, so we won't be hearing taking an arrow to the knee 57 times. We might, depending on how long I play the game, but there'll be other lines as well, so that's good. Excuse me, again, the Coca-Cola is wonderful, but it just causes the burpees.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
One of my favorite
Fill an order that size on my
mods.
own.
Look at that Imperial armor. It's
I'd
just so
sooner
much
than
better
my need
looking.
a
That
Ulfric
is.
Stormcloak.
That's
Besides,
why I joined the
Greymane would
Empire.
never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job.
The thing is, though, the Empire in the Elder Scrolls, they're not necessarily the good guys. Like, if you play Redguard, you find out very quickly they're not the good guys. I mean, they've joined with the Thalmor, who are trying to wipe out mankind in secret, but not too many people know that in the world of Skyrim.
Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda.
That seems
Before my
ambitious.
Ma-and-Da passed, I told them that one day I'd become the best trader in Skyrim. I met one of the
Sounds like
caravan
a good
leaders,
idea.
Madron. He said he'd help me get started if I could bring him a mammoth's tusk. Easier said than done. You do that?
Maybe I can help you with that.
If you find one, I could teach you a thing or two about trading. Help you get a fair bargain
Sounds
in
like
the
a
future.
fair trade. Alright. I
Farewell.
wanted to talk to you about Khajiit, the dirty cat people. Skyrim belongs to the Nords after all. This is very, very fun. It's empty right now, but you see those are not, so now they've generated quests, which you can now do. I thought that guy's head was on fire. I looked over, I was like, oh crap. Nope, he's fine. Everything's fine. Nobody's head is actually on fire that I know of. I really should have talked to her. Picked up her dad's sword. That's okay. I will do this instead. I'll go over here and use a smelter. Of course, we'll quick save before we do anything. You just gotta get used to quick saving, especially in Skyrim. Can't recommend it enough. See all the ability to use dwarven ingots. Bronze and brass were able to earlier. I don't know why I can't do it now, so that kind of sucks. Gold, iron. See, I can break those weapons into different ingots now. That's another reason to excited about those new things. Yep. Meteoric iron ore, which should be interesting. Steel wall's broken down. Steel short sword's broken down. The Orcish club's broken down. So you see, that did some good for me. It was not all terrible. Then I just come over here. This dragger, you can build ancient Nordic stuff. So you want what you want to do is clocks. Just save yourself several pounds. You don't want to make nails, they're not perfect. So you want to make either iron fittings or hinges. And I prefer hinges because there's two. So the leading machine makes sword buckles right now, which are very useful, by the way. Say it, but it is. Steel. See, we got the Falmer there. Gyve, halberd, hatchet. Imperial helmet, your shield. Wait 12 hours for her to show back up.